Alrighty everyone, welcome back to a brand new episode of New Music Friday, the series where I come on every 2 weeks and give my thoughts and opinions on all the new, most significant country music that has come out in the last 2 weeks. I'm feeling good today, you know, we got a fresh trim. Hopefully it looks good on camera. I don't actually know, I can't see myself right now. Feeling good about this new music, got a lot to get into, so we're just gonna jump right in with the thumbs down category. Songs I didn't like, songs I wasn't a fan of for numerous reasons, the first of which being the new Kane Brown song, Grand.
The voices in my head, they used to make me want to break down.
This song is an absolute disaster. Like, from front to back, I don't, like, I still don't really, I didn't know what to think of it when it first came out, and I still don't really know. It's what I'd expect douchey gym rats to listen to when they're on, like, demon mode or something. I don't even know what he's trying to do here. I don't know who he's drawing inspiration from. People are saying, like,
oh, if you just forget genre. If you put genre aside, it's a good song.
No, it's not. That's the problem. I think it was when he said he's keeping it trilly with the fans. I'm pretty sure that's when I knew it was time to go. And it doesn't make sense to me. Like, you're legitimately gonna look me in the eyes. You are going to sit here staring into my eyeballs and tell me that this is the same guy. Which side is it on? Dang it! This side, right? I think it, because last episode, you're gonna seriously look me in the eyes and tell me that this guy made whiskey sour. I don't believe you. These are not the same person. I don't know which one's Kane Brown, but like, these aren't the same human being. And the fact they're on the same album too, like only Kane Brown could have such a high and then put such a low on the same freaking album. Also, this is really random, but I love going to the comment section of songs I dislike from really popular mainstream artists. It's really funny to see what people have to say. You should do a whole album like this. No, you shouldn't. Sometimes it feels rude being this harsh on someone else's art, but this song, like, I know what Kane Brown's capable of, but this weird rebellious moment makes absolutely no sense, and gosh, does it sound bad. Next up is the new one from the Chad Cooke band, Ship-Faced.
We about to get ship-faced.
This one hurts because generally I like the Chad Cooke band. I've been quite a big supporter of them for several years now, ever since I found their Risk It All album way back in 2019, which I still don't know how I found. But this one just isn't it, and maybe I should have known that from the cover. Like, maybe this should have been a warning. I don't really know what's going on here. The song in general is just weird. Like, it's got some fun tropical energy, but the lyrics are almost dirty to an off-putting degree. It's just not what I particularly want to hear from the same guys that make Grow. Also, for some reason, their recent stuff has had some really bad auto-tune on Chad's voice. He does not need it, and it just makes his vocals sound weird and messes with the mix. Just not messing with this one overall. Then lastly, for the thumbs down category, is someone who is returning here quite a bit. It is Warren Zeiders and his new one, Up to No Good.
She's keeping me up to no good.
I really don't know what happened. I am just not digging Warren Zeiders anymore. I remember back when I found him in 2020 with On the Run. Someone suggested him to me way back in the early days of What's On. Then he had Loving and Hating You in 2021, which is literally like my 4th favorite song of the year if I remember. But outside of those few select songs, I really just failed to connect with his music. It just feels so forced, almost like forced outlawism. Like, Warren seems to be too busy singing songs about being this bad boy, about being this outlaw, rather than just actually being an outlaw. I'm not trying to attack his credibility or anything, saying like, you're not outlaw. I'm a middle-class suburban kid listening to country music. But I'm just saying, of the outlaw music, Warren's is just starting to feel so much less authentic, so much less believable, because it feels like he's forcing it so much. And then as for the song itself, musically, I feel like the mix is really dry. The drums are a little too upfront for me. The hook also just feels a bit too silly for what's trying to be such a gloomy, stark rock song. It just doesn't work with me. But we can finally move on to better things. The decent category, songs I thought were alright. I didn't love them, but I still think they're worth your time if you haven't checked out already. They're decent. And the first of which is from Dylan Scott, his new one, Lay Down With You.
When I walk in the door, get to kiss you pretty.
This song is indecent because it had decent moments, it had a decent idea, but the final product, it just didn't come together that great. Mostly because this is literally Cover Me Up. Like, it is all I could focus on. I couldn't focus on the song. I couldn't focus on what he was saying. I couldn't focus on the other elements. all I could hear was Jason Isbell, and all I could focus on was how similar this new Dylan Scott song is. And it's not that Cover Me Up is using a new chord progression, or even a new walk down. It's just the rhythms, the way things are emphasized. It literally just feels like Cover Me Up with new lyrics. But once I was able to see past that after a couple listens, the song is alright. I'm glad he ditches the snap track halfway through. It had absolutely no purpose. It just really added some plastic to what otherwise is a nice sounding song. The lyrics are pretty standard, like my day gets a lot better when I get home, when it ends, because I get to see you, I get to lay down with you. It's nothing bad. I think it could have been a fantastic, like, romantic love ballad. I think Dylan's voice is incredible. I always have thought that. I just thought his music hasn't been great. It's just some big things that really hold this song back, in my opinion. Like, it sounds great, but it lacks character, in my opinion, because it's literally another really good song, just with new lyrics. Anyways, moving on from that one. Next up is the first of the 2 songs Riley Green dropped on us. This one, Get Back Home.
Maybe it's a boy in a bottle cap beer in his hand.
Get Back Home is a really simple, fun anthem about craving Southern life. Riley telling whoever's on the receiving end of this song that if they're missing what you can get back home, then get back home. The instrumentation is lush, it's warm, it's very full, the vocals are on point as always. It's just a really fun summer banger that I'm glad we got. And then we can move on to the next Riley Green song, the other one of the 2 that he dropped. I Hope She's Drinking Tonight.
Yeah, I hope she's drinking tonight. She'll need a ride.
I remember the first time I heard this song, I was like, okay, I like this new flair. I'm messing with this. The rhythm changes in the chorus, feels a lot more grand, but then as soon as you get too settled into this nice, slow, little airy thing, the drive and beat comes slapping in. The hook melodically is so dark. The lyrics are super interesting, but it's also the only reason I have this song in decent and not in thumbs up. Because, like, is this messed up? Like, he is trying to get back with a girl, but simultaneously is hoping she's drunk, because then he thinks there's a better chance she'll want him back, even though, like, she's drunk. Something about how he just has the truck waiting outside for her, turning down the lights when they get home. Like, I'm not trying to be that guy, and I know Riley doesn't mean it like that. I know that's not how the song's meant to come across. But it just kind of comes across a little, like, predacious, suspect, criminal. Anywho, next up is one that I didn't expect to like as much as I did. It's the new Chase Rice song, Key West in Colorado.
Somewhere between Key West and Colorado.
Like I said, was not expecting to mess with this song as much as I did. It's much better than I was expecting from someone who literally named his album The Album. I love how delicate and rustic this song is musically. The whining guitars all throughout, I think, add a lot of width to the song. Lyrically, it's a simple cut about self-improvement, which is a sentiment I think everyone could use a little more of every now and then. Talking about his growth spiritually, romantically, and how he found it all driving in between Key West and Colorado. Conceptually, very similar to Jordan Davis's Church in a Chevy, but it's not exclusive to spirituality, and I like the sound of this one a lot better. Yeah, overall, I think it's really good. Was battling between, like, thumbs up and decent, but it didn't floor me enough to give it a thumbs up, but still really liking this new season from Chase Rice, and hopefully he stays in between Key West and Colorado. But then, we can move on to the thumbs up category. Songs I really liked, songs I would really encourage you to check out. These are my favorite releases of the last 2 weeks. First off is one that caught me completely off guard, and it is the new Ben Burgess song, Tears the Size of Texas.
Daisy don't be another one of my.
I love this song. Back in early 2021 when Morgan Wallen dropped Dangerous, nobody knew who Ben was, but the funny thing is, people still didn't know, myself included. To my knowledge, he's on the same label as Morgan, and they used Outlaw to try and expose him to a bigger audience, but then anyone that tried to check him out, like myself, it was kind of weird because his profile was kind of messed up. It had, like, some music, but it was hard to tell if it was actually him or not because there was no branding. The stuff was from a long time ago. So yeah, in the, like, year and a half that preceded Dangerous and specifically Outlaw, I still just didn't really know anything about Ben Burgess other than the fact he did a song with Morgan Wallen and he was supposedly on a label and a buddy of his, but he seems to have really made a big splash with this new song, Tears the Size of Texas, and I'm very happy about that. I mean, his channel doesn't even have 200 subs, but this video is pushing 150k views in like 9 days or something, which is very impressive and deserving given the quality of the song. It's pretty obvious to hear he's in the same creative bubble as Morgan. The tones of the instruments are very similar, the palette palette just sounds so alike. The way everything is mixed is very reminiscent of Dangerous, but not in a rip-off way, just like a style way, because this song, like I said, is fantastic. It's an old school Western ballad about the struggles of being an on-the-move cowboy. The song starts with Ben apologizing to this Daisy girl and warning her she's going to be crying tears the size of Texas because he's inevitably going to leave. But then when he goes out cheating on her, doing exactly what he said he was going to do, it's actually him that winds up crying the biggest tears as Daisy kills him, exacting her revenge accompanied by her brothers. It's such a beautifully tragic love story. It feels like a Western Shakespeare play condensed into 4 minutes. It also reminded me the power that visuals have. The music video is really compelling. The cohesive branding of this song, it really makes it feel that much bigger and easier to get behind because you can sort of see the story take place, and I think the visuals give you a whole new appreciation of the story he's telling in the song. Yeah, I hope this song keeps doing well for him. If this is a sign of what's to come, then I am absolutely hopping on the Ben Burgess bandwagon. The next song in the thumbs up category is the new one from Dierks Bentley, Gold.
I got some rust on my Chevy, but it's
This song is just a banger. There's not a whole lot more to be said. The song has so much energy, the performance has so much charisma. The slightly rougher tones with the more straightforward mix gives me early Brothers Osborne vibes, and I love it. It's a great driving song, fantastic song for Dierks to drop in the middle of the summer. It's like absolutely perfect. I just love it. Then, next up is the final pre-release from the upcoming Jon Pardi album. It is Mr. Saturday Night. You already knew it was going to be a thumbs up, but here it is.
they don't know how much I missed her Saturday.
Like I said, final pre-release before this album comes out later this year, and it is absolutely on the money. It is a perfect, moping, sad country bar anthem. At this point in time, Jon Pardi owns the honky tonks. Like, nobody is making honky tonk music like Jon Pardi. It's such a perfect balance of longing and false optimism trying to move on. Classic country wordplay with Jon dubbing himself Mr. Saturday Night when really they didn't know how much he missed her Saturday night. But what arguably tops the cleverness of the lyrics is the sound of this thing. Every little detail just slowly adds up into this lump sum of Western, down-the-pipe country music gold. The walking acoustics, the twinkling pianos, the fiddle and steel take turns just whining throughout the entire thing. It's so woozy, the little mandolin breakdowns in the verses, the electrics come sliding in the chorus. There's just so much going on. It's so intricate and I love it. Like, Jon has to share some perfection for the rest of the artists. Like, it ain't fair to his mainstream counterparts. Nobody is doing it like Jon, and that's the best freaking part. I couldn't be more excited for this album after Fill Her Up, now Mr. Saturday Night. Like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready for another album of the year from Jon. Like, come on, somebody tell this man to stop hoarding the top spot of everybody's list. Why is it so good? But then we can move on to the final song in today's video, my favorite song of these last 2 weeks, and it is the new Randy Rogers song, Nothing But Love Songs.
Ain't playing nothing but love songs on the radio.
From the moment I heard this song the first time, I was just absolutely in love with it. Right away, I love the unsettling electric guitar line in the transitions. I love how it leaves some implied notes. Like, even the guitar sounds down bad. It can't even be bothered to play that last note. Pair that with the phenomenal choked up vocals, and you've got a fantastic lonesome country song. It's just such a clever idea. I mean, we've all heard songs like Eric Church's Russian Roulette, and although the Randy Rogers song does touch on the idea of songs reminding Randy of this girl, it's more in general he doesn't want to hear happy music. It's not that the music he's hearing is drowning him while he's trying to move on, it's that he's trying to drown, but the music being played is like so uplifting and trying to help him move on. It's just pissing him off, and I mess with that. Specifically the one line in the chorus I love, "Ain't a DJ in the world with a broken heart." I think it's just as sad as it is clever. It's just so good, and it is my favorite release of these last 2 weeks. Please do yourself a favor, if you're going to check out one song from this video, make it be this one. And yeah, that is all I've got for you guys today. Those are my thoughts on all the biggest releases from the last 2 weeks. Obviously, there was the Connor Smith Feathered Indians cover, which I didn't even get to. Maybe I will at some point, but yeah, either way, that is all I've got for you guys today. Be sure to let me know what you thought of these songs in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, a like really does help the channel out. If you're new, maybe consider subscribing for more country music content. Links to my Instagram, Discord, and podcast are all down below in the description, but you already knew that. And yeah, I think that's everything. So until next time, I hope you all have a great day. Play nothing but love songs on